What's going on, everybody? Today I'm kicking off my YouTube channel with a project I started about 10 years ago, and I'm finally getting around to finishing it. So let me do a quick walk around. Okay, so this is an 86 Camaro, 5 liter, 5 speed. Last time I worked on this was about 10 years ago. Then it got put in storage, never really did anything with it. So the interior is currently stripped out of it. I have some floor patches on it. But I have to put the whole interior back in. I got a new dash pad. Everything else mechanically is pretty good. I did like motor work on it. It's a 5 liter with a cam and some other work done to it, 5 speed. It's a fun little car, but I never really got it finished. As you can see, it's filthy. The shop is a disaster, so I'm gonna get this out of here, get it washed up. Of course it doesn't start. Why would it?
A few moments later.
Alright guys, car's cleaned up, shop's cleaned up, let's get some sanding done. Okay guys, so I was about to start sanding out the hood to get started, but I noticed a couple small dents. There was a small dent in the A pillar and on the roof right here. So I quickly scuffed them out with some 80 grit and got some Bondo on it. I'm going to sand those out, get them nice and smooth. And then put some primer on those, and then we're going to start on the hood because I got some surface rust along the top of the hood here. This is just in primer, and it was left in primer. I never got around to painting the hood. So I'm going to get this sanded out first, and then we'll start on the hood. Okay, I'm going to let this Bondo dry some more before I grind that. So I'm going to get started sanding this hood down, get rid of this rust, and then we'll have to re-primer it. Let's get started. Okay guys, so I ground down most of the rust, and there's still a little bit of discoloration in the metal. I guess it's like micro pitting where it was corroded a bit. I'm gonna put some rust remover on it, try and get that fixed up before I prime it, and then we'll get to doing the rest of the hood. But the rest of the hood looks pretty good. Maybe we knocked most of it down. So I got the rust remover on there. Looked good after it dried, so I put some primer on it just to see if there's any pits or anything left over. All looks good. I'm going to sand this all over again with a higher grit to get it ready for paint, just so I'm not getting any sanding marks in the final product. And then this pulley and there, the two dents, I'm going to have them dry overnight. And we'll pick up tomorrow with sanding those and getting the hood ready. So that's all for tonight. Okay guys, so it's the next day. Let's get started. So I think today we're going to start off with sanding all this out. Get all these spots ready to go. I would like to point out, don't necessarily do what I'm doing. I'm purely doing this as cheap as possible and just want to get this project done and drivable back on the road. Kind of taking some inspiration from Vice Grip Garage and just getting things back on the road and enjoying them instead of having them sit around and go to waste. Oh, by the way, kids, remember, safety third, wear a respirator. I'm not sure if you noticed or not, but I've actually been working in an X pattern. Anytime you set block sanding, you should work in a crisscross pattern just to get it all even. I'm going to switch over to a finer grit now and get this block down. Okay, I switched out to a 180, so I'm going to get some of the scratches knocked down a bit finer, and then we'll probably do a 240 and a 400 to do the whole panel. Another good way to look at this is, if I'm effing things up, You don't have to. I'm doing it for you. Don't do what I do. Okay, it's taped up. Let's get some primer on it. Okay guys, so I was letting this dry and I was going around and found a crack right here. My OCD will not let me leave something like that alone. Sand that crack out there. Scuff around it so I can get some putty on that. And the exact same spot on the other side, same thing. I think there's a seam in the metal here because a lot of these Camaros have the T-tops. So I'm assuming there's some sort of seam in the metal here that made it crack, but have it sanded out and scuff around it some more and mix up some putty, get that on, and then I'll have to primer that as well and wait for that to dry. Okay, these primer spots, I'm going to quickly wet sand some 800 grit just to make sure they're flat and make sure I'm not missing anything, no uneven spots or anything like that. Okay, this is looking really good. I got rid of the high spots. And low spots, so everything's flat. I have to wait for these to dry a bit more before I can do anything with that. So I'll let those dry, flatten that out, and then we can start wet sanding the rest of the car and get it ready for paint. Okay, now I'm gonna block sand the hood with some 400 grit. Try and get some of the scratches out from the DA and yeah, get it nice and smooth. Okay, these are all dried up now, so let's get them blocked down. Okay, I got these scuffed out. They're all sanded and smooth and looking good. Same with the other side, got the other side done. Now let's get it taped off and we'll primer it up. Okay guys, so I got a couple coats on there. Probably gonna do one more coat. And then I'm gonna get to block sanding out the rest of the car while that's drying. And I'm sure you guys have seen me do enough sanding by now. So I'm gonna wrap up this episode there. And please like, share, subscribe. It's all very much appreciated. I'm trying to get this channel off the ground. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next episode.